Welcome back. Giving the tablet to Yisha wasn't the right thing to do, nor was giving the tablet to Asher. So what do we do with it? Well, don't you think it's time for the Bahro to be their own masters? So let's give that tablet to the Bahro, which we do the same way we give anything else to them, by dropping it on the floor. He linked us for 3 meters.
I am set free. Your slavery of 10,000 years is over. And the burden of my family is lifted from my weary heart. Praise the Maker. He brought you for this impossible task. You have done well, and many will rejoice.
You're welcome.
You have chosen the least as greatest. You have freed us all, yourself of pride, me of the burden, and the good Bahro of their enslavement. You are worthy of the new Denis.
Now where are we? Is that Atris?
Oh, my father.
It is Atris.
My desert bird.
It's over. I didn't know if... I faltered. I was not always strong. I am so sorry.
No.
But what was asked of me, I have done. And now the tree grows again. Just to be your daughter again. Hold me.
My precious one, I'm so sorry for this burden, this crushing weight. I cannot bear to think of it. But you carried it. I wish your mother could be. You have truly become the grower. You bring Dunny back to life. Another circle closes. Another new tree grows again. Thank you, my old friend. Welcome to Rilishan, this new Dunny. It's been a long journey, difficult journey, and I am old and weak. But I've lived long enough to see this day, to see my desert bird, my precious Isha return as the grower, filled with the wisdom of the Maker. Truly our long burden has been lifted. Now, my days can end here in peace.
Not accept. Where are you taking me? Release me, I order you.
Oh.
I demand it. Let
Yes.
me go, you evil
There is
demon.
this to deal with.
You cannot hold me. I am Escher. I am the grower. Where is this? You idiot. Moronic lump of filth. You are nothing. Ah! I needed the power. I needed it. Duckney needed me. You threw it away to this witch and her legion of scum, the demon slaves. You've released the slaves as masters. You've turned the small to great. Curse the maker.
Silence. You are no longer subject to the great. You have become great yourselves. Do with him as you should to the least, for I am no longer worthy to give counsel to you.
No, no!
And good riddance.
I am not given easily to those not close to me. But you have chosen well, my friend, and have allayed my fears. Many have been freed. Least will be greatest again, as it was before we began. The old is gone, and the new begun to grow. This is the new Denis, restored and free. Over none, under only the Maker. This restoration of Denis is not a restoration of the outside, of structures and stone, but of the inside, of hearts and truth. For kingdoms are only as strong as the hearts of their people. Your heart is right. Welcome to this kingdom. Welcome to this new Denis.
Okay. Apparently the Bahro can fly. And he's carrying us. So this is Relishan. Actually, we've seen this before. There's a drawing in the final journal from Yisha. This is the first time we actually see Relishan for real. We've seen the Relishan book, the Myst III Exile. Heard reference of it several times, but now we finally get to see it. We still don't get to explore it though, which sucks. And so Myst V ends. The Bahro are freed, and the new Denis here in Relishan can begin with a clean slate. Well, I consider Myst V to be the least of the Myst games, which is perhaps appropriate considering it's about the Bahro. If you've been watching this, it should be pretty obvious why I think this. For one thing, the storyline is confusing. We still don't really know the origins of the Bahro, or how the Denis enslaved them. We still don't know what exactly the relation is between their abilities and the art of writing, and how the tablet factors in. The game leaves you with many questions, and since it's the final game, they're unlikely to ever be answered. Unless, of course, that final fourth Myst novel ever gets released, but that's anyone's guess at this point. The game's puzzles are too repetitive. Too many of them are just a rehash of the same basic slate puzzle formula, and they're also rather easy. I don't need another Riven, but something a little more complicated than this would have been nice, because it gives you a greater sense of achievement once you figure it out. The biggest issue is, however, with the design of the ages. They feel small and somehow empty. The level of detail we're accustomed to from the other Myst games, particularly Riven and Uru, simply isn't there. In Riven and Uru, everything just breathes history. Here, the ages are just places. Escher tells us about their history, but with a few exceptions you never really feel it. It's pretty sad that the dilapidated version of Myst Island feels like the most interesting place in the game. This is probably because Myst V had a rather short development cycle. It took more than 4 years to develop Riven, while Myst V was developed in under a year. And then of course there's Escher. He shows up way too often and he's just annoying. There's never any real doubt about whether he's the villain. I don't blame David Ogden Spires, who voiced him, because he did the best he could with the weak material he was given. But if the writers had simply made Escher a bit more mysterious and had him show up less often, it would have gone a long way. But for all its flaws, Myst V still offers us some interesting bits. We finally get to see more of Kavir and more of the Great Shaft. And the ages are still quite interesting, even though they lack that detail. Particularly Cyan and Tadelmer are quite interesting. And Myst V also offers us one thing that Uru could not, a satisfying conclusion. I still enjoyed Myst V, and while it wasn't the great finale that many Myst fans had undoubtedly hoped for, it was still a satisfying denouement to the Myst series. Well, and that concludes this Let's Play, and I hope I'll see you again sometime soon.